Let's talk about how to do research using the Nursing Research Guide. And let's start with articles. If I click on articles and go to CINAHL Complete or any of these databases, I'm going to get a page that's very similar to this, the EBSCOhost search page. My first page that I see is the basic search page. So I can enter in, let's say, some symptoms like rash and pain. And I could just go ahead and click search here, but if I do that, I get 457 hits, which is probably more articles than I want to go through. So let's talk about some ways, some useful ways to limit our search so that we get only the articles that are relevant to our research. First of all, let's examine our actual search term. Suppose that I search for rash and pain, and most of the articles that I get back also talk about fever, but suppose that that's not one of my symptoms. I can use more Boolean operators to limit my search results. And, or not are the most common Boolean operators that we use when doing searches. So I could put in rash and pain, not fever. And when I do that search, I go from 457 results to 336. So that's already made my search more relevant. But let's look at some more of the limiters that are offered to me on this search page. First of all, suppose that I only want to look at articles that I can read the full text for. In other words, when I get the article, I can click on the link and read the entire article. I don't have to order it. In order to do that, I click on full text. Also, suppose that I don't want articles that are from the 1970s on this topic. Nursing students typically want things that are more relevant. So let's say that I want to limit my articles to articles that were written in the last 5 years. So I can put in 2011 to 2016 here, and that is going to limit my articles only to the last 5 years. Suppose that I don't read any foreign languages, so I only want articles that were written in English. I can click this button, this checkbox right there. I can also limit my searches to certain clinical queries, to publication types, and also, probably of great interest, suppose that I want to limit my searches to only results about female patients or male patients. I can do that right there. Let's go ahead with the limiters that I've already chosen and click search. I have now limited my results to 26 articles, which is pretty reasonable. I could probably wade through those. But if I needed to limit those more, or if I decided I didn't get enough results, I can still see all of my search limiters right here in this left-hand column. So if I wanted to expand my publication date to earlier than 2011, I could just delete that and it would expand my search. Or if I wanted to limit it, because my teacher told me to stick to academic journals, I could click this and it would cut out 2 of those sources because they weren't academic journals. Another really interesting limiter that we only get on this page, we didn't get on the other one, is to limit by geography. Suppose we're studying the symptoms that people are experiencing in a certain part of the world. If I click the down arrow under geography, I can choose to study only people with these symptoms in Asia, for example. So in that way, I have really drilled down my research to the things that are completely relevant to the topic I'm searching.